What's up, everybody? Coronavirus video update. Got my mask. Anyways, so there's been a couple major things happening with the coronavirus over the last couple of days. First off, personal to me here in Indiana, we've now had 2 confirmed cases of the coronavirus right next door to me. And the thing that is worrisome about it is they both trace back to a convention in Boston. There was a biomedical conference, something along those lines. And so far, there's been, I believe I read, a dozen cases related directly to this convention. And as with the first guy here in Indiana, the convention was at the end of February, came back, and now just the other day, the first case, they started feeling bad, called, blah, blah, blah. This one, it came up, I believe it was yesterday. So every single person that went to this conference should be on quarantine right now. Because if you've got over a dozen cases related directly to this conference, obviously everybody there has been exposed to the virus. So it's getting worrisome, and there is the 2 schools of thought. One is that the common virus, influenza A and B, are a million times worse. And yes, there are vastly more cases of the flu compared to the coronavirus. You're talking 35 million here in the U.S. compared to less than 1,000, if I remember last time. It's in the hundreds here. So that's one school of thought. Then the other school, where I'm more leaning towards now, is that the mortality rate is so much higher. Mortality rate is 3.5%. So you're talking apples to apples, you're talking over 1 million people dead here in the U.S. alone, just from this. Excuse the fire truck that's going by, ironically. But the big thing is I was talking with some people because of my background and stuff like that as a registered nurse, and I don't know how it is in other areas, but in Indiana, the hospitals aren't testing for coronavirus. Doctors' offices aren't testing for the coronavirus. The only places that are testing for it is the state. The state has to come in and bring the kits to test for it. So right now we are having a massive underreporting of potential people in Washington State. They've had several deaths up there. 2 I know of at a nursing home, which is interesting. Most nursing home residents don't get out very much. So most likely those people who passed away from it were infected by somebody who came in there. On top of that, 70 doctors and nurses who work at that facility are now under quarantine because they are showing symptoms. Not just under a 14-day, they are actually showing signs and symptoms of the coronavirus. They are being tested for it. 70 people. Now, of those 70 people, how many people have they been around? The numbers can go up exponentially because of this. Uncle Al has been talking about the first wave, second wave, third wave, and stuff like that. And as I've said, I don't really understand the whole wave, peak, all that kind of stuff. But it does seem like kind of tapered off. It's tapering off in China right now. But now it's picking up here. It's picking up in other countries. Italy, for example. Italy just locked down 16 million people. 16 million residents in Italy are now locked down to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. The doctor who I'll leave a link down, name down below because I can't remember what the name is. But he's the coronavirus expert that President Trump had out. He was just in the news saying that elderly people shouldn't travel. Stay inside your home. And that the populations in general should avoid cruise ships, since they got the one out there in California, 3,500 people on it. Over 20 have tested positive as of right now. They're testing the other 3,000 plus people on it. So we'll see how many that comes up with. And avoid air travel and train travel, bus travel, if you can. This is turning into a complete crap show right now. Between people getting sick and everything, the economy, and I gotta go. All right, I'm back. The joys of being a dad to special needs kids. Anyways, so even this doctor said that there's the potential for those kind of lockdowns here in the States. Out in California, there is a neighborhood that actually had police officers basically locking in the neighborhood. I don't know about you, but I ain't getting locked down. I'll lock myself down, but I'm not having the government tell me, oh, you can't go nowhere. Forget that noise. So, don't panic buy. Don't hoard, but keep prepping. Remember, wash your hands. Don't touch your face if you can help it. Although, pretty much all of us do it anyways. Get a mask. This here is just a regular dust mask with a carbon filter in it. I don't have the N95s as of yet. I have a few people getting me some, but I haven't found where I've had some people say that the N95 masks aren't actually even able to stop the virus because it's so small. But just keep taking care of each other, keep care of yourself. As Will Patriot always says, carry all the time. I always carry my Glock on me. And talk to you guys here later.